Hello, this is Mike Oliver. I'm the founder of Open for Business Online. If you're a small to medium-sized enterprise and you need ERP software, CRM software, business intelligence, and analytics, or a portal, you got to see this.
Okay, this is our website, O4BO.com. And in this video, we're going to dive into the content of the website. We're going to show you the applications that we have. We're going to show you some videos from the vendors of the various applications. And we're going to talk about our value proposition and how we help small businesses use open source software in the most cost-effective way possible. Thank you very much. Now, let's look at the products. Our system operates on the IBM Smart Cloud. This gives us reliability, scalability, and performance. All of our solutions are subscription services. We start off with LifeRay, customizable portal. Then we go to O4BO, an ERP, accounting, finance, inventory, and e-commerce system. Pentaho for business intelligence, analytics, and reporting. Sugar CRM, one of the world-class CRM systems available that is open source. Jackrabbit, the Java content repository and industry standard for storage. MuleSoft, a Mule ESB for integration, workflow management, and much more. Now let's look at navigating around our system. I'm going to go to my O4BO corporate organization private site. Here, I have a portal that is just for my organization. I can configure it the way I want to. I can add content. I can have an internal blog or an internal message board. And I have pages that are designed to take me to the applications that I want to use. Here, I'm looking at our content management system, where we have all of our files, all of the images, everything that we use to manage our website. Some of this content can actually be synchronized with my iPhone, my iPad, and any other mobile device. You can have an internal calendar and have events that are only available to members of my organization. I can have a news feed that I can cater to myself. I can figure out what I want in what location, from what RSS news feed, and so forth. Here is WorkExpress. This is an application from our partner, WorkExpress.com. And with this tool, we can create new applications like the O4Books application you see here that we can offer to our subscribers, or our subscribers can create their own applications either from scratch or extending other applications. Here's our O4BO page. From the O4BO page, we can click on the O4BO logo and open O4BO itself, or we can look at the O4BO forums or any other tool that we want to import with. When we click on the O4BO link, we now log in automatically to our local O4BO instance. This is shared amongst all of our subscribers in a multi-tenant way, and each subscriber has its own database. Here you can see that O4BO is a full, rich ERP system with inventory, accounts receivable, accounts payable, general ledger, financial reporting, and so forth. You have full access to all of the features of O4BO. Let's take a look at the O4BO produced video that gives you in-depth information.
You are looking at the role-based O4BO 3 workspace, which is the personal home screen for working with O4BO 3. Depending on your role, it will contain an assortment of widgets that provide the key information you need to do your job. Since I'm in accounting, I see some payment-related widgets at the top. Right now, we want to record a purchase invoice. So, we glance at our handy list of recent views on the left and click on the star next to Purchase Invoice to create a new one. The Purchase Invoice screen opens in a new Application tab, which is automatically selected, and the cursor is immediately positioned on the Business Partner field, which is the first required field that is not already defaulted in based on your role. You can tell the fields you need to enter by the light yellow shading. In this case, I need to enter one of our favorite suppliers, Bebidas Alegres. So I start typing A and L for Alegres. And there it is, the first one in the list. Now we simply need to record the products and quantities on the invoice. Let's move down to the details section of the screen and add the first line of our invoice. Since we have told OpenBravo 3 the supplier, let's click the drop down to see the list of products we buy from them. The first line on the invoice is 150 bottles of Cerveza Ale, so let's pick that. And then tab over to enter the quantity. I hit enter and our first line is in. Now let's scroll down our header a bit so we can see the totals as we enter the other lines. The second line is 100 bottles of lager. I type the quantity and hit enter. Notice how the totals on the header updated automatically. And if you hover over the tab, you see that the totals are updated automatically there too, with a little flyby pop-up box that displays instantly and then automatically disappears. So we've also got 20 bottles of white wine and 25 bottles of red wine. Let's enter those. Now let's click in the header area and complete the invoice to get it out of draft status. Now let's toggle from form view to grid view to show the new invoice alongside the others. To see all of the invoices for just this supplier, I just right click on that cell of information and select Use as Filter. This puts Bebidas Alegres up as a column filter, and now we are seeing only their invoices.
Now we're back in the O4BO site. Thanks very much to the OpenBravo folks for producing that video. And let's take a look at some of the integrations that we can. OpenBravo is part of an integrated solution so that the OpenBravo data is available to our Pentaho and to our new ESB for integration with other systems. Now, one of those other systems is Sugar CRM. And here's the Sugar CRM page showing its content. And let's take a look at a video that comes from Sugar CRM.
Hello, and welcome to the first of your training videos for using the Sugar CRM system. In this video, we'll be learning how to use the application from within a browser and cover the basics of the graphical interface, just to get used to where everything is. Once we've logged in, we can see our landing page and the basic user interface, also known as the home page. Now, while this may look like a lot to take in the first time that we use it, don't be put off. It'll take a bit of usage before you start getting the most out of everything that Sugar CRM can do, so don't worry about trying to remember where everything is at once. To begin with, let's take a look at the basic elements of the user interface. Up here, we have the tabs area. Each of these tabs will take us to a different section of the Sugar CRM system. As you'd expect, each area covers a different topic. For example, if we wanted to manage the calendar, we'd click on the Calendar tab. If we wanted to manage our activities, we'd click on the Activities tab. Each of these tabs will take us to the page for managing that section's data. Again, don't worry about what they all do for now, as we'll be covering each of them in more detail later. On the left, we have the Shortcuts area. These are basically links that, when clicked, will perform useful functions for the section that you're currently in. For example, we can see shortcuts here to create a new contact, enter a business card, create an account, and many more. These shortcuts will change depending on the section of the system that you're on. For example, if we go back to the Tabs area and click on the Activities tab, we can see that the Shortcuts area changes, and we now have shortcuts to schedule a call, a meeting, create a task, etc. The shortcuts are basically a quick way to get to the most useful task you're likely to want to perform depending on what area of the Sugar CRM system you're currently in. I'll just take us back to the Home section here. It's also worth noting that if you want to hide the Shortcuts area, you can do so at any time by clicking on the small arrow here, and the Shortcuts area will slide out of view. If you want to bring it back, just click the arrow again. OK. Going back to the main area. Here, in the main area of the dashboard, we can see several sub-panels called dashlets. These are just to show us relevant information, or put the records that we want to view first thing at a glance up where we can see them when we log in. The particular dashlets that you use can of course be modified. We'll be looking at how you can do this in a future Sugar CRM training video. It's also worth noting that if you need to temporarily perform another task in Sugar CRM, but you don't want to lose the page that you're currently on, you can continue to work in multiple browser tabs, provided the internet browser that you're using supports it. Then, in the new tab, you can perform whatever tasks you need to, then, when you're ready, go back to the other tab in your internet browser, and whatever you were previously working on will still be there. In this way, you can use multiple screens to maximize your efficiency where necessary.
Okay, that was a sample of the training videos that are available on our site for Sugar CRM. And returning now to the Sugar CRM in O4BO, we can see that it is the full implementation of Sugar CRM, just like you saw in the video. Now let's take a look at Pentaho. Pentaho within our system is fully integrated with the other applications, O4BO and Sugar CRM, and all of the data sources for those applications are available for every subscriber to Pentaho on our system. Let's take a look at a video from Pentaho on the features and capabilities.
Pentaho Business Intelligence provides an intuitive web-based console that allows business users to easily navigate and create content so they can get answers quickly to those business questions without the complexities found in traditional BI tools. Let's say there's been a request to provide a sales by customer report. It needs to display customer contact information, including total sales and quantity ordered, for all shipped and in-process transactions for those customers in North America. Without involving any technical resources, I can simply define the data source I need to be able to create this report. With very little effort, I choose the tables needed from the defined data connections. I then link them together on a common field. I can modify columns and refine the data source view to use friendly display names, define levels of aggregation, and even set the display format for my measures. My customer data source is now ready to be used with the Report Designer. With point and click and drag and drop simplicity, I can position and format the columns that I need. I can then add some titles, as well as include filters to reduce my data set to only show data for North America and shipped and in-process orders. And by selecting a design template, it ensures professionally styled and consistent results each time. My next requirement is to visually compare what territories and regions had the most uncollected revenue using a process called exploratory analysis. With the same data source as in the first example, a similar analytical report can also be created and made available as a template. This template can be modified as needed. I can simply position or remove the columns and modify my filters accordingly to reflect the desired results. I can quickly visualize this using a stacked bar chart. You can now easily see the breakdown of the order statuses by the territories. North America has the most orders on hold, while EMEA has the most uncollected revenue overall. My last requirement is to create a synchronized dashboard displaying my newly provisioned ad hoc and analysis reports. Very simply, I can grab the KPI I saved earlier and place it in the panel below. I then can bind any available parameters to the form controls in the Filters panel above. This now makes my KPI dynamic, allowing me to view the data differently without multiple copies of the same object. I can also add some company standard KPIs to my layout, which I can customize as needed. As you can see, not only can I turn raw data into actionable information, but I can also lay out those assets easily in one location, giving me complete power and flexibility on how I want to view my data.
That's the overview of Pentaho. As you can see here, this is Pentaho on O4BO. Now let's look at MuleSoft. The Mule ESB is our integration platform, and it's fully integrated with all of the other applications. We can upload a customer or subscriber's new workflow for Mule ESB after he creates it on his desktop and tests it, and then By uploading the archive file, as you see here on the screen, we can deploy that workflow into the O4BO for that particular tenant. Here's an example of what the workflow might look like for OpenBravo. It has a web interface. It uses the SOAP protocol, and the SOAP protocol feeds a internal event handler. As you can see here, it's written in Java. And then it goes to a choice where it's authenticated. And if it is authenticated, it follows one path and goes to a Java class that implements the event. And then from there, it returns the value back to the subscriber. We have event handlers that can take care of any error that might occur. And the result goes back to the subscriber. It could be Pentaho for reporting, or it could be for integrating with an external application. Now let's take a look at an introduction from MuleSoft. This short video will show you some of the capabilities that are available to all of our subscribers.
Application integration is hard. You take some enterprise apps, a few databases, a handful of services, toss in a SaaS app or two, and try to make it all work together. You could try point-to-point integration, but that quickly becomes messy and expensive to maintain. Or you could try a SOA suite. Deploy half a dozen new products, spend years and a bundle of money doing it, and you find your developers are so frustrated with the rigid architecture and unfamiliar development tools that they end up writing point-to-point code anyways. Mule ESB is different. It's a lightweight, flexible integration platform that's easy to deploy and enables any developer to use the tools they already know. Let's see how. This is Mule Studio. It's 100% Eclipse-based, so developers can be immediately productive. We're looking at a simple order fulfillment app. An order comes in from a SOAP web service and gets processed for fulfillment by Pojo. But what if I want to add a couple of extra steps to the application? Let's say we just implemented Salesforce.com and want to sync the contact info for the person who placed the order to Salesforce. Using the Salesforce Cloud Connector, this is quite simple. Just add a little configuration and my Salesforce integration is in place. I'd also like to send an SMS notification to a salesperson when the order comes through. I just drop a Twilio Cloud Connector into place, do a little configuration, and voila! I've added that step to my application. Now when I receive a new SOAP request, the new contact is created in Salesforce, and my salesperson got a text on his mobile. Mule takes the donkey work out of integration. Instead of writing custom code, Mule makes it easy to build and modify these applications quickly. Mule ESB isn't a black box, however. If I want to get deep into the configuration with one click, I can see and modify the underlying XML code. In addition to being easy to develop on, Mule is simple to deploy either standalone or on any app server. It's also robust enough to power even the largest and most demanding enterprise applications. But don't just take our word for it. Download and try Mule for yourself.
Okay, now we've covered all of the applications and infrastructure that we have in O4BO. And I think that you can see that this is a high-value, highly functional, highly customizable system. Let's review what we've looked at. This is a fully featured integrated system, accounting financials, CRM, website content management. We have deep industry solutions from our vendors and partners, and you can start with no software to install. You can access it from the web or from your mobile devices, and you get real-time visibility with active dashboards. It all runs on the IBM Smart Cloud, and that Smart Cloud means it's secure and reliable. We have a customizable portal that you can use for free. A la carte subscriptions to the other applications. The products we looked at include LifeRay, OpenBravo ERP, and Financials. Pentaho, Business Intelligence, Analytics, and Reporting. Sugar CRM, Customer Relationship Management, Salesforce Automation. Jackrabbit Content Repository, and MuleSoft, the Mule ESB for integration, workflow management, and much more. All of this runs on the Cornet multi-tenant server for true multi-tenancy, and Java is our primary programming language. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you on the cloud.